window frame, sunrise coming in without a name. Stretching out my arms above my head, body waking up from where it led. Spine is cracking gently, nothing wrong. Morning asking me to come along. I do not have to twist into a shape, just meeting where my body wants to drape. Every stretch a tiny small escape. Morning yoga mat beneath my feet. Every breath and every gentle beat. I am here before the world awakes. Morning yoga mat is all it takes. Circles on the floor, sitting on my mat like it is hers for sure. Forward fold and everything goes quiet. Blood is rushing like a gentle riot. Holding still and counting up to 5. This is what it feels like to arrive. I used to check my phone before my toes, but now the morning has a softer prose, starting with my body as it knows. Morning yoga mat beneath my feet. Every breath and every gentle beat. I am here before the world awakes. Morning yoga mat is all it takes. Flexibility was never just the goal. It was learning how to make me whole. 5 minutes on the floor each day teaches me a gentler way. Morning yoga mat, I found my ground. Every silent stretch a healing sound. I am standing taller than before. Morning yoga mat, I am yours once more. Sunrise on the floor, stretching something more. Mat beneath my spine. Morning feeling fine. Gravel pathway crunching underfoot. Label says this flower took deep root. Greenhouse glass is foggy from the heat. Orchids hanging delicate and sweet. Bench beneath the magnolia shade. Somebody carved a heart where lovers stayed. I come here when my thoughts need open air, wandering without a map or care. Every leaf reminds me I belong there. Botanical garden, walking through the green. Softest afternoon I have ever seen. splashing in the center square. Old man sketching roses in his chair. Children counting fish below the bridge. Ivy climbing up the garden ridge. I bought a postcard at the little shop, wishing that this feeling never stops. Nature does not hurry, but it grows. Maybe that is everything I know. Patience blooming everywhere it goes. Botanical garden, walking through the green. Softest afternoon I have ever seen. Every petal has a story told. Botanical garden turns me bold. I planted worry in the soil last spring, but only flowers came from everything. This garden knows what I keep trying to learn, that beauty grows with every turn. Botanical garden underneath the sun. I have found the place where I am done. Done with rushing, done with standing still. Botanical garden, bending to my will. Magnolia shade, postcard that I made. Gravel path and green. Softest place I have been. Canvas bags and early morning air. Sunflowers and bunches everywhere. Baker hands me bread still oven warm. Smiling stranger sheltered from the norm. Honey jars are lined up in a row. Everybody here is moving slow. Saturday has got a different beat. Running into friends on every street. Life is just the people that you meet. Farmer's market, Saturday morning light. Everything is easy, everything is right. Baskets full of color, baskets full of care. Farmer's market, joy is in the air. Busker playing guitar by the stand. Little girl is clapping with both hands. Lavender and rosemary and thyme. Grandma counting pennies, taking time. Cloud of flour on the baker dude. Everybody here is in a mood. I forget my phone is in my bag. Nothing here that needs a label tag. Simple morning never starts to drag. Farmer's market, Saturday morning light. Everything is easy, everything is right. Baskets full of color, baskets full of care. Farmer's market, joy is in the air. We do not need a reason to be kind. Just tomatoes and some peace of mind. Weekend mornings help me leave behind all the noise used to make me blind. Sun across my face. Every little booth, a sacred space. I am carrying home more than what I bought. Farmer's market taught me what I sought. Sunflower in my hand, bread from the old stand. Saturday is gold, stories to be told. Bell above the door rings when I walk. Flower dust like snowflakes when they talk. Sourdough is stacked behind the glass. Every loaf a gift that time has passed. Baker knows my name and how I take 2 croissants and 1 small carrot cake. There is something ancient in the bread. Hands that knead the dough have always said, take your time, the morning lies ahead. Small town bakery where I belong. Every visit feels like coming home. Warm inside, the ovens never lie. Small town bakery hears me sigh. Corner table where I always sit. Coffee and the crossword bit by bit. Couple at the counter holding hands. Baby sleeping in a wicker stand. Sunlight through the window hits the bread. Golden crust like everything she said. I have traveled far but nothing beats the smell of pastry on these little streets. Comfort is the simplest of feats. Small town bakery where I belong. Every visit feels like coming home. Warm inside, the ovens never lie. Small town bakery hears me sigh. The recipe was passed from hand to hand. Across the years, across this little land. Some things should never change or grow. A bakery is all you need to know. Forever mine. Bell rings at the door. Flour on the floor. Bread still warm to hold. Stories never old. Rope is creaking on the apple tree. One leg hanging, almost touching free. back is folded on my chest. Eyelids heavy, giving into rest. Leaves are making patterns on my skin. Afternoon has never felt this thin. Swaying side to side without a plan. Breeze decides the rhythm where I am. Time has turned to honey in my hand. Hammock afternoon, I am floating here. Nothing loud and nothing that I fear. Just the sky above and grass below. Hammock afternoon, I love you so. Bee is hovering near the lemonade. Shadows slowly trading sun for shade. Bird is calling somewhere in the hedge. Daydream takes me right up to the edge. Waking up, forgetting where I went. Every single minute sweetly spent. I was made for afternoons like these, drifting soft between the maple trees. Nothing in the world I need to seize. Hammock afternoon, I am floating here. Nothing loud and nothing that I fear. Just the sky above and grass below. Hammock afternoon, I love you so. Somebody invented this for us, a place to be without the fuss. The world can wait behind the fence. Right here is my common sense. Hammock afternoon, the day is mine. Every gentle rock, a little sign. I was never lost, I was just asleep. Hammock afternoon, I want to keep. Apple tree and sky, afternoon drifts by. Rope still swinging slow. Nowhere else to go. Pedals spinning easy down the lane. Wind is pushing through my hair like rain. Basket on the front holds nothing much, just a water bottle and a hunch. Cornfields stretching out on either side. I am only here to feel the ride. No directions and no finish line. Every turn I take is purely mine. Lost has never felt this close to find. Bicycle to nowhere and I smile. Every empty road another mile. Freedom is the wind against my face. Bicycle to nowhere is my place. Passing by a out here just makes more sense. Gravel crunch beneath the rubber tire. Legs are tired, but I never tire. Somebody should bottle up this air, sell it to the city people there. Country roads have more than I can share. Bicycle to nowhere and I smile. Every empty road another mile. Freedom is the wind against my face. Bicycle to nowhere is my place. I left my phone beside the bedroom door. The road keeps giving me what I came for. 2 wheels and a sky that never ends. Every hill a message that it sends. Begun. Wind and open lane, sunshine after rain, pedals turning free, nowhere calls to me. Paper lanterns strung across the yard, glowing soft like nothing, trying hard. Friends are sitting in the folding chairs. Somebody brought snacks and no one cares. Conversation drifting like the smoke, laughter at a half-remembered joke. We do not need a reason to be here, just the lanterns and a ginger beer. Every evening like this feels sincere. Paper lantern evening glow, so warm. Nothing fancy, nothing uniform, just the people that I love the most. Paper lantern evening, coast to coast. Someone brought a speaker playing low, barefoot dancing in the afterglow. Candle waxes dripping on the rail, telling stories we will never fail. Stars are showing up to watch us be. Simplest evening in my history. Expensive nights could never hold a flame to sitting in the yard without a name. Real moments never play the fancy game. Paper lantern evening glow, so warm. Nothing fancy, nothing uniform, just the people that I love the most. Paper lantern evening, coast to coast. I will remember this in 20 Paper lanterns turning night to gold. Paper lantern evening fading slow. Every friend a warm and gentle glow. I am holding on to every sound. Paper lantern evening safe and found. Lanterns in the trees, evening on the breeze, friends around the light. Everything feels right. Basket on my arm and shoes untied. Walking past the orchard on the side. Peaches heavy bending every branch. Golden skin that begs a second glance. Juice is running down my wrist again. Summer never asked me where or when. Something in the sweetness takes me back to a place I lost along the track. Now it finds me here, and that is that. Peach season comes and I am whole. Sunlight filling every little hole. Bite, 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 the world tastes right once more. Peach season is what I am living for. Farm stand woman with the kindest face, selling jam she made in Mason space. Kids are chasing butterflies around, bare feet kicking dust up off the ground. Radio is playing from a truck. Everybody here has gentle luck. Maybe this is all that life should be. Sticky hands and fruit beneath the tree. Simple things were always meant for me. Peach season comes and I am whole. Sunlight filling every little hole. Bite, 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 the world tastes right once more. Peach season is what I am living for. I keep forgetting to be worried. The orchard does not know the time. Every summer I am hurried, but the peaches say I am fine. Peach season warms my open palms. Golden afternoon, like healing balm. I was looking for a sign from above. Peach season whispers that is love. Juice on my chin, summer sinking in, orchard standing still. Peaches on the sill. market's full of tulips in a line, yellow, pink, and something close to wine. Woman wrapping stems with brown paper, every bouquet taller than the neighbor. Dew is sitting on the petal tips, morning air is cool upon my lips. I came for one, but I am leaving with three. Flowers have a way of calling me. Color is the cheapest therapy. Morning market flowers in my arms, every petal has its tiny charms. Walking home with color to the door, morning market flowers give me more. Daisies next to roses on the stand, sunflowers too heavy for my hand. Lavender in bundles tied with twine, smelling like a memory of mine. Vendor says these came in with the dawn, freshest things before the day moves on. A kitchen vase can change the whole room's mood. Flowers turn the ordinary good. Beauty was always in the neighborhood. Morning market flowers in my arms, every petal has its tiny charms. Walking home with color to the door, morning market flowers give me more. People spend their money on so much, but a bouquet is a gentle touch. $5 for a week of joy. Flowers are the simplest kind of ploy. Every stem a tiny act of will. I am filling up my world with bloom. Morning market flowers light the room. Tulips by the bed, colors softly spread. Petals on the floor, flowers at the door. Bell above the door rings when I walk, flower dust like snowflakes when they talk. Sourdough is stacked behind the glass, every loaf a gift that time has passed. Baker knows my name and how I take 2 croissants and 1 small carrot cake. There is something ancient in the bread, hands that knead the dough have always said, take your time, the morning lies ahead. Small town bakery, where I belong. Every visit feels like coming home. Warm inside, the ovens never lie. Small town bakery hears me sigh. Corner table where I always sit, coffee and the crossword bit by bit. Couple at the counter holding hands, baby sleeping in a wicker stand. Sunlight through the window hits the bread, golden crust like everything she said. I have traveled far, but nothing beats the smell of pastry on these little streets. Comfort is the simplest of feats. Small town bakery, where I belong. Every visit feels like coming home. Warm inside, the ovens never lie. Small town bakery hears me sigh. The recipe was passed from hand to hand across the years, across this little land. Some things should never change or grow. A bakery is all you need to know. Basil in the terracotta pot, so small, leaning toward the light against the wall. Rosemary is growing tall and thin. I pinch a leaf and breathe the whole world in. Morning sun is warming up the sill. Everything outside is standing still. I never thought a windowsill could teach that everything I wanted was in reach. Growing slow is its own kind of speech. Windowsill herbs in the morning glow. Tiny garden telling me to slow. Green and steady rooted in the light. Windowsill herbs make everything right. Time is flowering purple near the edge. I move them in beside the window ledge. Water from a jar I saved last night. Droplets catching every bit of bright. Recipe says 2 sprigs of what I grew. Cooking with my garden feels brand new. Something about tending little things gives my ordinary day its wings. Every morning the rosemary sings. Windowsill herbs in the morning glow. Tiny garden telling me to slow. Green and steady rooted in the light. Windowsill herbs make everything right. I do not need a field or fancy plot. Just these 3 pots and what I have got. The small growing youth. Windowsill herbs in the afternoon, sunlight shifting, gentle like a tune. I am rooted here beside the green. Windowsill herbs, the softest life I have seen. Basil in the sun, morning just begun. Water dripping slow, watch the garden grow. Lying on the grass with both arms wide, clouds are making shapes I cannot hide. That one looks like someone waving slow, another like a rabbit in the snow. Dandelion seeds are floating by, nothing in the world but me and sky. I forgot what I was worried for. The sky above is such an open door. Lying here, I do not need much more. Cloud watching, drifting through the blue, shapes that only I can see right through. Afternoon suspended, soft and wide, cloud watching with the world outside. Ant is crawling up below my knee, grass is tickling where I cannot see. Somewhere past the tree line, planes fly high, drawing tiny lines across the sky. I could name the clouds, but I prefer letting them be anything they were. Adults forget to look above their heads. We trade the sky for ceilings and for beds, but all the beauty lives where nothing treads. Cloud watching, drifting through the blue, shapes that only I can see right through. Afternoon suspended, soft and wide, cloud watching with the world outside. When I was small, this was everything. A summer sky and songs the birds would sing. I think the child in me was always right. The sky is worth an afternoon of light. Blanket wrapped around me like a shield. Chamomile is steaming in the field of my living room, so small and tight. Lamp is humming soft with amber light. Socks are mismatched, but I do not care. Comfort lives in old and thinning wear. Outside world is moving hard and fast, but in here the moment seems to last. Present tense is all I ever asked. Blanket and tea holding me tonight. Everything is heavy, everything is light. I am safe inside this little space. Blanket and tea, my resting place. Phone is face down on the other chair. Notifications floating through the air. I am choosing silence over noise. Quiet has become my steady poise. Steam is rising like a tiny prayer. Nothing in this room needs my repair. I have been so many things today, but underneath the blanket I can say I am only me, and that is okay. Blanket and tea holding me tonight. Everything is heavy, everything is light. I am safe inside this little space. Blanket and tea, my resting place. The world will still be there at dawn, but right now every wall is drawn around this chair, this cup, this calm. Evening is my quiet song. Blanket and tea, the night is almost through. I have made my peace with all I knew. Tomorrow I will try again to shine. Blanket and tea, tonight I am fine. Steam and amber glow, blanket hanging low. Chamomile and rest, quietly my best. Running water fills the room with steam. Candles lined along the tub like cream. Bubbles rising slowly one by one. Today was long, but now the day is done. Towel is folded on the wooden chair. Something gentle playing through the air. I have earned this hour with myself, putting every worry on the shelf. Warm water is my quiet kind of wealth. Candlelit bath, I am sinking in the places I have been. Warm and golden, nothing to decide. Candlelit bath, I am satisfied. Toes are peeking up above the foam. Bathroom mirror fogged from floor to dome. I can hear the neighbor playing keys, someone practicing their melodies. Water cooling slowly around my knees. I will add more warmth whenever I please. The world can send its emails through the night. I will be in here beneath the light. Self-care is not selfish, it is right. Candlelit bath, I am sinking in, washing off the places I have been. Warm and golden, nothing to decide. Candlelit bath, I am satisfied. We rush through days like water down the drain, but tonight I'm catching every drop of rain. The candles flicker gentle on the wall, reminding me that I deserve it all. Candlelit bath, the evening melts away. Every candle flame has something soft to say. I am warm and held and finally free. Candlelit bath was made for me. Steam against the glass, evenings slowly pass. Candles burning low, warm from head to toe. Sunlight through the curtain folds so slow. Coffee on the counter getting cold. Barefoot on the kitchen tile I stand. Toast is burning, but I understand. Sparrows at the window tapping glass. Mornings like this never seem to last. Maybe I should let the clock just spin. No appointments and no discipline. Something tells me this is where I begin. Linen morning, carry me through. Nothing in the world I need to do. Soft and simple like the sky outside. Linen morning, let me slide. Laundry drying on the balcony. Neighbor humming something old and free. Pages turning in a paperback, lemon water and a window cracked. Dust is dancing in the afternoon. I forgot what day it is, and soon maybe I was rushing all this time, looking for a mountain I could climb. Turns out all I needed was this rhyme. Linen morning, carry me through. Nothing in the world I need to do. Soft and simple like the sky outside. Linen morning, let me slide. I used to think that still meant stuck, but now I see it clearly. Slowing down is not bad luck, it is living sincerely. Linen morning, wrap around my bones. Every quiet corner feels like home. I am right where I am meant to stay. Linen morning, save my day. Curtains sway and light. Coffee finally right. Nothing left to chase. Morning holds its place. Clay's cold and wet between my palms. Wheel is spinning like a quiet song. Apron tied and sleeves are rolled up high. Saturday has never asked me why. Shaping something from a lump of earth. Every bowl a tiny little birth. I do not need perfection on the wheel, just the way the spinning makes me feel. Imperfection has its own appeal. Weekend pottery turning in my hands, learning how to make instead of plan. Every rebel tells me I am here. Weekend pottery takes away the fear. Teacher says to let the clay decide, center it and then enjoy the ride. First one collapsed, but I just laughed. Muddy water in the morning draft. Second try is leaning to the left. Beautiful in all its gentle theft. Creating something I can touch and hold, worth 1,000 stories never told. My hands remember what my mind forgot. Weekend pottery turning in my hands, learning how to make instead kitchen shelf